Hello, my friends. Welcome to Blaze in the Dark on Actual Play, The Rusted Lock. I'm Sean Mittner. I use he, him pronouns. And yes, I just pulled a real blade out for the sound effects on this game because it's actually in a metal sheath. It has no edge, so there's no worry about getting it dull. It's completely dull already. Anywho, I am so excited to be here playing with Kristen and Jamie again. I've been excited for this game since 14 days ago when we played the last game. We on Discord, we jam between sessions. We do a ton of stuff in between, and can't wait to play. I play Ankh. She is she, her pronouns as well. She is a whisper, and I'll tell you about her upgrades in a bit after we've all done our intros. How about you, Jamie? Sorry, how about you, Kristen? Wrong order.
Hi. Yeah, I was just looking over our Discord where we all chat, and we have so many channels, y'all, and we love talking about this game and planning in between sessions. I'm Kristen. I use she, her pronouns. I'm playing Penance, who also uses she, her pronouns. The Leech. Yeah, I'm so excited. How about you, Jamie?
Hi, so I'm Jamie. I am super lucky to be the GM for this wonderful game, for this small but terrible and daring crew. So I use they, he pronouns, and I'm really excited to get into it today. It's been really, really fun on the Discord going back and forth. You'll be surprised with the rolls. I can't wait to get into it.
They are real good. What happened to my screen share? This is bizarre. Right before this is fun. I love figuring out screen share last minute. There we go. I don't know. Well, I don't know what happened, but it's back. We're good. Yes. So we've updated the map with new characters, with new spots on there. Let's talk a little bit about our characters and our advancements. So last session, we all got an advance, and Ankh took the advance. Meant to have this up. Ankh took the advanced occultist, which is not an advance that I take lightly at all. It reads, you know the secret ways to consort with ancient powers, forgotten gods, or demons. Once you've consorted with one, you have +1D to command cultists to worship it. And normally I would be like, that is either just like something a character would start with as like part of their backstory or like a major thing. But last time I literally was marked by Zona, the golden demon, the golden god, the golden demon, and like now have horns that I could conceal, but nevertheless golden horns from it. I was like, no, we got to go with this. Occultist is like clearly what happened in the game. So I am very stoked to have that ability. How about Penance?
Yeah. So for Penance, I took Saboteur. So that means that whenever I wreck something, that I can do it more quietly, and that its effects or any destruction is not noticed under casual inspection. So I wanted to take that because Penance at her core, I think, loves to tinker and invent. But sometimes the things that she's tinkering with or the things that she's inventing are to hurt people. Bad people usually, but still, that's what they're for. So I love the idea that going forward in scores, I can maybe get us in and out of places by quietly destroying something.
Yeah, I just love the notion of you just being like, well, we could sneak up to the door past the guard, or I could just make a door.
Yeah.
Right here.
Exactly.
No one has to know.
Yeah. I have some acid right here, or yeah. Right. So I'm very excited to see when that will come into play. So, Jamie, you want to talk about our crew upgrades?
Yeah, absolutely. So we picked up a couple. So we picked up, let's see, Hidden Lair. So because
I didn't mark that. Let me fix that. Boom.
Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah, so we picked Hidden Lair because, as you can see on the upper left corner, we are at -3 with the Dimmer sisters. We are at war. Wonder how that happened. Must have been a misunderstanding.
No, we lost to Kristen.
Oh, okay. We'll keep going.
We'll keep going. I'm sure she'll be back in a second. There she is.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Awesome. But yeah, and so we decided that it'd be best to try to make sure they couldn't just wander into the lair, because when you start out a game in Blades in the Dark, your lair is actually pretty easy to find, right? People just have to ask around and check. So basically, the group approached Mateus, our patron who's obsessed with the arcane arts, asked him to cover up some things. So basically, remove his family claim to the house. I think from a GM perspective, what he did was like hid that paper trail, right? It's still there, but it's harder to find. And the second thing that the crew got is elite adepts. So we have Violet and Orchid, who used to be Dimmer sisters. There's a reason why they look the same. There's a reason why all the Dimmer sisters look the same. And so they've come into their own. And because a former Dimmer sister is now co-piloting with Penance once in a while, I think that connection between Athea, formerly Sister Rose, and Violet and Orchid has like further strengthened their abilities as adepts, so they'll be able to help you out a little more.
Nice. Yeah, I'm very excited about our stepsisters, our gang. And I mean, theoretically, it would be cool if eventually Athea joined the stepsisters. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if she.
Yeah, there's someone here that could make a hull. That could
Oh yeah.
Storia, Sister Rose. So.
No big deal. No big deal. So as we said, we did a lot of stuff over Discord, and we want to, for posterity's sake, we want to record it, and also for just to catch everybody up. Rather than you watching us be like, well, we could do this or we could do the other, we are just going to talk. We're going to walk through all the things we did. So the first thing that we did was we were trying to pick what score we wanted to go on next. The Dimmer sisters were an immediate threat. And we kind of thought like there's two big leads we had. One was to like go after Mateus because he has the dagger and go and like try and get more leverage on him. We also like have Jasper, his lover that's a ghost, and that like we have all this blackmail material on him, and that would probably help Penance get closer to getting her hull. But the Dimmer sisters just felt like such an immediate threat and also a potential asset. So we decided to go after them first. And the idea is that we want to end this war in as succinctly and peacefully as we can by essentially using our leverage over the leader of the Dimmer sisters to get her to call off the gang. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anywho, so we thought of a bunch of different ways, a bunch of different approaches, and what we decided was a stealth approach. We're going to sneak in so we can talk to her directly, and our point of entry when you choose stealth approach, you have to take your entry point is the ghost door that we like ran through last time. Last time we had the golden the dagger and literally just like slashed a hole in the door, and like we ran through. But I looked back and I was like, I have an object on my inventory called Ghost Key. Seems like that could be useful. So we're going to use we knew that there was a portal in Sophia's apartments. So we're going to use that one to try and sneak our way back in. Now, it's notable that we could absolutely have called this an occult plan and say the arcane power was the ghost door. It was the Dimmer sisters manor itself, because as you'll see in a second, we like commune with the manor, but it doesn't feel like it was like, at least to me, it didn't feel like it was like our thing. That's like still under their control. And so this felt like I don't feel like I could claim like I control that arcane power. So, but in your group, when you're playing, like, it's just to show that like we picked this one way, but it's not the only approach. So we're doing a stealth plan, and our entry point is a ghost door. No problem. It'll be great.
It's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine. And I gathered some information about this before we started. Demi, you want to share with us a little bit about that?
Yeah, because I could have just talked to our stepsisters, the former Dimmer sisters, ask what's up. But, the easy approach where you ask help from people is kind of beyond Ankh. So instead... Ankh decided to grab her ghost key and go to one of the other openings, because when we were in the Dimmer Sisters' house, there were numerous windows into different places in Duskwall, and one of them was into Sophia's room, which is Sophia's a railjack that the crew knows of. So I went to Sophia's place, tried to see if they could figure out how to use the ghost key to try to glean any information they could through the mirror, and Sean rolled a crit. So it took me 2 days to think of something awesome to justify a crit on the gather information roll, which is a nice thing about playing on Discord. You get to like think about it, right? So
It's good.
yeah, also awesome. And basically, with the ghost key, Ankh was able to enter into this weird space that exists between the mirrors, but in between the ghost field, a place of fog and mirrors and windows, was able to find her way into the house itself. And that's when we learned that the house has a consciousness. It has a way of speaking to people. An avatar revealed itself, which is the same. It took the form of the obsidian skeleton that the crew came across during the ritual, right? And some things were said between the two. Basically, the house was. I think I just want to bring up some specific things that were revealed, such as the house referring to Ankh as the demon chosen, child of God. It's far too early to claim what is yours, but if you would insist on destroying yourself in your form, I will not hold back. So we'll see what that means actually later in a bit. But they realized that Ankh was after something else, right? And so Ankh very boldly asked to know more about who the leader of the Dimmer Sisters is exactly, what her name is, who she is, what she needs, and to meet her alone in her quarters and to prevent any of the other sisters from reaching them until the conversation is over. And so the avatar of the house is happy to comply, I guess is a way of putting it.
That's a nice way of saying it, yeah.
Yeah. Like Ankh is completely in control in this situation.
100%.
And so that was when it was revealed that the leader of the Dimmer Sisters is called the Mother of Flowers. And she has many names. She has had many names over the years, but the one that ties her to the heart of the house is Lily, that particular name. And so Lily is looking for a vessel, right, to help the Children of the Flowers. And the Children of the Flowers were hinted at last time. Lots of things went down in the last score, but we didn't actually see the Children of the Flowers themselves, whatever they are. There were some hints, but we're not sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so specifically what the house said was, Lily wants better things for her children, chained as they are and chained as they would always be. You already have a vessel, the one who serves her penance. Offer her that, even just the lie of it, and she will blossom in your hands. A vessel for a seed to be planted, a vessel for the truest flowers to grow. The Children of Flowers will bloom and bloom. And then, very mysteriously, the price has already been paid, even though Ankh was in the middle of offering it. The last thing that Ankh saw in this strange house, version of a house, this dream version of the house, is a golden figure with large horns and the brightest ruby eyes. But when Ankh looked straight into the face of this figure, it was Ankh's face, right? So it's probably no big deal, right?
That's just a thing that happens in the ghost field, friends. You just you just see weird things.
Yeah, that's fine.
And so, but this was a crit, so before the house could take another bite out of Ankh, Sophia, our railjack, pulled Ankh back into the physical reality of things. And so so that was our gather info. Did I miss anything
No,
with that
that's
particular
great.
step?
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
perfect.
I mean, there was something else that came out of the mirror, but Kristen can talk about that.
Yeah. So then Jamie rolled up entanglements. And so what the entanglement revealed is that when Ankh was pulled back out of the mirror, she was not alone. An unquiet dead followed her out of the mirror. So we kind of had a couple of choices to make on how we were going to handle this thing that followed Ankh out. We could have asked Sophia to take care of it because she's a friend and the Railjacks are friends. We're in good standing with them. But this is Penance and Ankh. We're going to go take care of it ourselves.
Can't ask for favors.
We're
Can't
not
have a friend
asking for
help us.
favors. We're going to, something difficult and dangerous, please, head first. We'll ask questions later. So we made a plan to go after this unquiet dead on our own and capture it in a spirit jar. And so what that looked like is Ankh was able to hunt the ghost. And once we were able to locate it, because Ankh is very good at hunting ghosts, Penance had created basically she pulls out this small silver ball and it starts to slowly spin open. And as it spins open, it's made to capture the attention of a ghost for just a short time. And then it opens and explodes into like a shrieking electrical light. And so with the ghost stunned, we were able to capture them in a spirit jar. And now Ankh has 2 ghosts, I think.
First my one precious, and then my second precious.
We are collecting ghosts in this. That's what's happening here.
Yep.
Yeah, so we took care of it, and we have that. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with it.
I mean,
next.
we mostly took care of it. We got a mixed result, right? So a
right.
little bit
Recall.
got away. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we got a mixed result. Thank you for that. Yes, and so Jamie did say that a little bit got away unnoticed. So I was speaking as Penance. Ankh and
Right.
Penance think we took care of it.
Done.
Sean and Kristen know that's another dagger for Jamie to bring out later.
We love those daggers. Yeah, and in particular, we're calling it the Stalker now, was able to pick up, like it looked at Penance and took her form. And so there's this shadow that's running around Duskfall that looks like Penance. So
That's
no
right.
big deal.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be nice to everyone. It will cause no chaos.
It'll be great. Yeah. 0 fears. Cool. So that catches us up. We went ahead and made the engagement roll. We added lots of dice and then subtracted them all again. Just to go over it real briefly. You start with 1 die, and let's see, where did I put it? I didn't put it in scores. Why would I not put it?
It's in downtime.
It's in downtime. Okay,
Yeah.
That's fair. We started with 1 die for luck. We had 1 die because it's a bold plan. We're going into the heart of our enemy's territory. We added 1 die because we're exposing a vulnerability, the connection that Ankh made with the house itself. We added 1 die for having friends that helped us. In this case, Athea, Sophia, or Violet and Orchid. And then we took away a die because the Dimmer Sisters do have spectral defenses. Like, that's their jam. Of course they're prepared for this kind of thing. We saw that last time with their custom lightning barriers and their like passages you can only open by like moving through the ghost field. Like, they're very prepared for this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We took away 1 die because our enemies are involved. They are at war with us, so they are definitely working against us. And we took away 1 die because of that mixed result on the entanglements that took our time, because we went after the stalker ourselves. Not because of the mixed result, but just because we decided not to have our friends do it. It took more of our time, so we had less time to plan for this job. So we had 1 die, and we got a big old donut. We got a 2 on our entanglements roll. So we're starting in a desperate position, and I love it, and that's great.
Yeah.
But look at all those rolls beforehand. Like
Look at all those rolls.
sixes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Here are the rolls. This was the gather information roll, crit.
Yep.
Then I was like, oh, since Sophia's tending to Ankh, I think maybe Sophia will have to mend my wounds of my ghostly terror. 6, which filled up Ank's healing clock, Ank's still healed, and then our hunt 4-5, no problem.
It's good.
There's an engagement roll. Yeah,
There it is.
excited about it. All right, we're 23 minutes in, and we're starting to score. I call it a win.
Nice,
Jamie,
nice.
what's it look like?
Yeah, so I think we cut to actually I want to ask Ankh, even though you're fully healed up and everything, right?
Yes, yes.
What is it about us that what is it about you that tells us that Ankh is still like caught up in something, right? Like, are you shaken by something, or is there something physically going on?
Is it caught up in like the encounter with the ghosts, or like my feelings for Sophia? Is it like an emotional thing, or is it like this spiritual thing? Or
Yeah, I'm giving you a choice, right?
oh,
Like,
okay, all right, sounds good. I think Ankh is much more preoccupied than usual. I think she keeps like looking over her shoulder, and before we go out on this mission, there's definitely this moment where Ankh is like waiting, thinking that the Sophia might show up, and when she doesn't, she's just kind of like, because she didn't actually ask her to come. She just said, "We're gonna do this thing," because Ankh won't ask her to do anything, but she just said it. But like, I think she watches some like train leave Gaddock Station. Who knows if Sophia's on it or not? Like she can't know, but she like sees it and she's just like, and then goes back to the mission. So yeah, she keeps like
yeah.
hoping maybe Sophia will just show up. But
I'm gonna say when you let out that big sigh, you hear a voice behind you go like, are you waiting for someone?" And it's Sophia with the short white hair, the freckles, and her arms are crossed, and she's like looking towards the train, like confused. Is it? Do you?
Ankh absolutely tries to play it cool and absolutely doesn't. She's like, "Oh no, I mean, I was no, I mean, just hi, yeah."
So how
She
much of your plan did you tell Sophia? Does she know that you're gonna go straight to the Dimmer sisters?
I didn't give her the details, but I definitely was like, "We're gonna take this ghost door," because I think we're gonna go through her apartment. Like, I feel like that's the way to do it. I don't want to. I don't like Mateus. He's a scumbag. Like, we don't want to have to. Also, I feel like this would like catch the Dimmer sisters more off guard. They knew we went through that door. We're gonna come in a different door. So yeah, I think Sophia has to know, because I'm gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna come back and like go through it. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think you see Sophia's like clearly skeptical and clearly worried. So we cut to the three of you in front of the mirror. It's like a cramped apartment. You see Sophia's like suit for when she's like getting rid of ghosts and ghost lines and stuff like that.
Her heavy duty electroplasmic guarding shielding suit. Yeah.
Right. And it's like there in the corner, there's a huge lightning hook on the side. And she's like looking at the mirror, looking at the two of you, looking at the mirror. And she goes, "So are either of you going to tell me why this is a good idea at some point?" And she's looking concerned, but she's also looking like they're not going to tell me, are they?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Kristen, do you feel like Penance has an answer for that question? I'm sure Aunt can like make up some bullshit, but I mean, like, I don't have anything snappy.
I like to think that Ankh is trying to come up with something snappy, and Penance just says, "We'll tell you when we return." Penance is just going to put it off.
Yeah. Yeah, Ankh's like, cool. That addresses the problem. Okay,
Yeah.
and she's gonna be like, I've got to think of an answer to that question. But she tries to nod, like knowingly, like, yeah, that's exactly.
Right. And so with that, Sophia just lets out a big sigh and pointedly looks at Penance. "I know I can't ask Ankh to be careful, so I'm going to have to ask you to do it."
Penance nods. "I will do my best to be careful. As careful as the last time."
I think in the back of your head, you hear like Athea giggling a little bit, like,
Yeah. Hey, I have an idea.
Yeah.
I was going to be like, let's jump into the score, but I have a real quick idea. So technically, we get one free downtime action to when we're taking a score in our hunting grounds, which this is, and we haven't used that. And I hadn't thought of anything, so we don't need it. But how do you feel about us acquiring an asset, or maybe Penance making something that is literally like a tether or an anchor or something like that, like the ability that like Sophia could like literally pull us back out through the portal, like some sort of some kind of way for her to like be the driver, the getaway person, to be like, okay, because that's what she did before, right? She like reached her lightning hook in and like pulled Ankh out. Like I wonder if we're like, we could make a string or a tether or something like that. Does that sound?
And it'd be kind of cool if Penance is like, yeah, we'll tell you when you come back, and then throws the string at.
Hold this is what she was saying. Hold this.
So, do you feel like this is like a stone that we've like imbued with like spirit energies through a tuning, or do you feel like this is like a Sparkcraft device that Penance would like make?
I like that it's a Sparkcraft device. And maybe I'm way off base here, but I like the idea of it being like, I don't know, just like this big, like a measuring tape.
Yeah.
Oh, my light's weird. Sorry. Like a measuring tape, but there's like different gears that move on it. And then instead of a measuring tape, it is a like a metal wire, but it has like blue spark or orange spark. I got those colors from you, Sean, all around it when you pull it out.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Yeah, go ahead and make it's our free downtime roll. So go ahead and make like a tinker roll. And I'm gonna spend a stress to give you an assist on it, because like absolutely. I think that with all Sparkcraft, it's like this mixture of technology. It's like spectrology and Sparkcraft. And like, I think I'm going to say like, okay, in order, like I've been in there and like, here is the resonant frequencies that space operates in. And so I kind of give you like the right, so we can like do a little test in our grotto, and be like, oh no, it snapped. We need to do it again until we have something. So I'll mark stress.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I need to mark stress for the assist I gave you on the other thing too. I forgot.
Oh yeah.
Is this fortune roll and add?
It's fortune roll.
Because we're not doing position and effect. Okay, so I have 2 in Tinker. You're giving me 1. I'll get there.
No. I mean,
4.
Nice. So that makes
We'll take it.
It makes a tier 1 because we have the ritual sanctum in our lair. Makes a tier 1. So it makes for our perspective, that makes a fine spirit lure or spirit anchor.
Ooh, okay.
Nice. Yeah.
It's a one-use thing. It breaks after we're done with it, but you could like theoretically make a long-term project to like have these in the future if you wanted to like. This is something we'd want to do regularly.
I mean, this isn't the last time we're going to do this, so I think Penance is probably okay with it, but looks at it and is like I'll come back to this later. She likes to perfect things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so you hand over the spirit anchor, and I think when that happens, Sophia just sighs, starts putting on the suit, right? The huge, in particular, it's a heavy encounter suit is what it's called, for the times when Sophia has to serve as an anchor on the ghost lines. So, but yeah.
And that isn't perfect. She's literally anchoring us.
Yeah,
exactly. This is also, I really love Ghost Lines. If you want to check out that game, it's really good. Okay, good. So with that, I think we're going to jump into the score itself. So you move through the mirror, the ghost key. When Ankh takes it out, like as Sean described before, it's this delicate looking device with these circles of metal that move like a clock, right? And it responds to the mirror. It clicks and it shifts and it keys and it connects to whatever is on the other side. And Penance, you're going to have to like hold on to Ankh when this happens, because you can sense how the ghost key is only like working towards. Oh, sorry, that's my partner. Anyway, that's not the ghost key. The ghost key can only like help secure passage to the person who's directly holding it, right? So, and the moment that Penance, that you, sorry, that's another sneeze. There's a lot of cats.
It's the ghost key.
It's the ghost key. We'll just say it's the ghost key.
Things inside. Yeah.
Yeah. So Penance, when you touch Ankh, I think that's the first time that you get a sense, just the briefest sense of what it's like for Ankh inside of her head. Like you feel the headache, you feel the press of the spirits of the ghost field against Ankh at all times. Like it's this sensation of just like like something pushing up against you constantly, right? Like just having no space for yourself. And as you shift through, that's when Sophia's room just falls away and it's all just fog and mirrors and windows. And as you walk through, you can see like bits and pieces of Duskwall and even beyond, right? Beyond the city. You get a sense that the reach of the house is quite far and ancient indeed. But the house is suddenly in front of you because distance and time don't really work very well here. You shift your way. Hank, it feels like the house is very responsive to you. Like you just think, like, right, maybe, and then the house responds, and suddenly you're moving towards that direction, right? It's not like the last time you were here. The house is very responsive to you. And you find yourself coming out of like, it's very like Alice in Wonderland, right? There's this huge mirror that's over this fireplace, and the two of you like sneak your way out of it. You can sense that there's a door on the other end, and you can sense that the mother of flowers, that Lily, is on the other side. As you step down from the fireplace, open the door, and this is where, because we are in a desperate situation, Penance, you can feel like there's this vice-like grip around your heart, right? And Penance, you like fall down onto the ground. You're barely able to keep yourself up. You can feel the breath leaving your body, and the door continues to open. And on the other side, there's this figure by the window, and we can see the broken moonlight moving through it. And a voice from the corner says, "Thank you for bringing the vessel. I understand that you want to negotiate." And so I'm going to start a 4-tick clock, which is the vessel is claimed. And once it ticks, Penance is going to be connected to the Diver Sisters. Does that sound fairly desperate?
I mean, that sounds extremely desperate. Yeah. Yeah. I love all the times that it's just like, Kristen, your character is just, in horrible, precarious situations.
Yeah.
Vessel,
all the time.
VESSEL. Can I spell vessel?
Oh, I love this so much.
Awesome. Yeah.
But Penance, I'll say that you can hear Athea like screaming in your head in like anger and in rage. Like there's a sense of how dare she took what I taught her and corrupt it this way.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
yes, we're 100% going to form a girl band, by the way. Like I feel like we definitely already have one. Stepsisters are anyway. So I feel like in this space, I feel like normally like spectral forces are very, you attune to try to understand them, and you sort of like perceive them only barely. But I feel like in this space, we're not through the doorway, right? Like we're still in the passage. We're still in this like foggy space. I feel like in this space, like spectral forces are probably more corporeal feeling, like they're more something more real there, right? Does that sound right? Okay, then I want to like cut the thing that's holding Penance's heart. Like I want to like physically destroy it / like I don't want to like woo it. I want to pull out a blade and like chop it off, which I feel like the tendrils, right? Like I feel like they're corporeal here. Normally I would say, if you're trying to attack a ghost, you normally have limited effect because like they're not particularly susceptible to physical objects, but like we're in this like state.
Like it's a realm. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a realm where it can interact with us physically. Obviously, it's it's like reaching into your chest. So yeah, I want to murder this. I mean, not murder. I want to cleave this spectral energy. I think obviously Ankh has her owl, her bone sculpted owl mask, and it's like on her face. And I think especially with that, she can see the force going into it.
Oh yeah.
Does that sound cool to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh wait, sorry, you were asking Kristen. Yeah.
Well,
no,
because once again we have a sharp object near Kristen's heart.
Yeah,
I just wanted to point that out.
I was just going to point out that for the second time in a row, Ankh's answer to helping Penance is with something sharp, usually near her heart.
Yeah.
You know, Penance, unlike the people you knew, at least you can see it coming, right?
That's
Ounces in front of
true.
you.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but like, there's absolutely times where it would be like, let's get the scalpel. Here's one blade versus another. Like, let's do like this scalpel precision. This is like I'm gonna pull out a giant sword or something.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what. Like, I have two different ideas, and you tell me what's like cool. So one of them is a blade, an Eruvian blade that we saw on fencing with last time when she went to the Red Sash, the Sword Academy, right? Like very typical standard family blade. The other one is a coiled whip, a ghost whip that is like, it's this like wire whip with various like links in it that seem to like have a little bit of like a little electroplasmic energy that kind of like arcs every bit through them, that she has like coiled up on her side. And this is the first time she's drawn it. Like, what do we feel like? And like she would like lasso the thing and try and like, yank it out. I don't know. What vibe do you feel like? Big sword coming at you, or like whip snap, like razor blade whip coming at you? Both good options.
Which one do you want to hit? Oh gosh. I don't know. Those are both really good. I like the idea of the whip, but I feel like that is less. I feel like the blade makes more narrative sense, right? If you're just trying to quickly help me, I'm in distress, the blade probably makes more sense.
Perfect.
But I feel like you have to use that whip during
We'll
the
use the
score.
whip later.
So
It's
no
fine.
pressure.
Yeah. No pressure. We'll just use this ghost whip later on. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark on my sheet that I've got a normal load, by the way. Sorry, I didn't.
No worries.
I didn't say. I'm gonna mark. I didn't bring the spirit bottles with this necessarily. I'm gonna mark a blade or two that I have on me. This is my Eruvian blade, and as she raises this, she says, "Penance, I need you to stay very still." So I'm wondering if you'll give me an assist on this.
Yeah.
It seems very reasonable that it would stress you out for me to cut this thing out of you.
Yes, but I just want to point out that I'm only going to have 3 stress left before traumaing out again as we enter the score. It's fine.
I'm
happy to instead push myself. Like
no. We're both. I'm sure both going to trauma out. It
I
makes
just have a devil's bargain. You know, you can always ask me for help.
I mean, if you have a devil's bargain, I will certainly entertain it. But
the bargain that I have to offer for you. So, Ankh, the reason that you're here is that you're here to help reclaim the 999 divine beings. Isn't that right?
Yes, that is the official reason. I have not shared that with many people, but yeah.
So the devil's bargain I have to offer you is that you realize the supernatural being that is holding Penance's heart is one of those beings.
Oh boy.
Oh.
You're getting closer to what you want, but
Right. Okay, cool. I'm going to name it. I'm going to say it's a Eruvian name. And by doing that, I think I gain some power over it. That's how I justify getting +1D in this. It's not a great thing to do, but what's my effect here? My goal is to cut Penance free. I want to not put ticks on that clock.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna say we're still obviously desperate.
Yes.
Right now it's limited because the house knew and the house was waiting, right, for Penance. So like this was a trap that was specifically created for Penance.
Yeah.
Well, trap is a strong word. It's a assurance for the negotiation, perhaps.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see how this goes.
Okay.
Ooh, I am so glad to get that one extra die.
That meant everything.
To
Penance's heart.
So that was 1 in skirmish, +1 from the assist, and +1 for the devil's bargain. By the way, just so everyone knows how that went down. Yeah, and I'm gonna mark XP and prowess.
Excellent. So tell me what happens, and I'll tell you what the complication is. What does it look like when the sword comes down? And are you like Like, are you saying the name as the sword comes down? Or?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm so bad at like coming up with names. Oh, but hey, I have a cool tool here called um the Blazendar Compendium. I'll just pull up
Ooh. Ooh, nice.
a little list of
Fancy.
devils here, and I'm going to name this demon Argaz. If that's cool with you, Jamie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will say, Argaz, I have been Argaz, I have been sent for you, which is a weird thing for penance to hear, perhaps.
Mhm.
But this one is not yours to claim, and I think maybe I get it, get their attention, by saying their name and like identifying them. I think I know them from their burning. I know them from their like. I feel like it's very hot, and you feel like all this heat penance, and I know them from their like cinder body. I'm definitely stealing from other games here, but just uh, and yeah, and so I tell penance to stay very still, and then I
Mhm.
bring this blade down, but like this is a mortal blade against a celestial force, so obviously like I achieve my limited effect, I think, unless you say I get reduced effect. But yeah, I just try to cut it free so that it can't hold it can't keep its grip on penance's heart.
Yeah. I'll say like so, and this is a consequence that you can resist, of course, as always. But I'll say that you're able to like cleave through it, and the first consequence is that you get thrown back by the sheer pain that you cause the divine being because it was using a part of their own essence in order to form the connection to penance's heart. So that would be level 2 harm as the two of you are just thrown backwards, right? And you can feel like the pain coursing through your bodies as you connect to Argaz. That's the first consequence.
Nice.
And the second one is it's disconnected. They'll have to reconnect again if they want to, have a grip on penance. But I'm going to say 2 ticks are still marked for the vessel is claimed.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So they're going to have another chance to reconnect it. But so which one of those 2 would you like to resist, if at all?
Oh, fun. The team is using a dial-up modem. I feel like neither. Those are both cool consequences. Why would I want to resist those? Those are great.
That's on brand.
Yeah. Excellent.
I don't want to resist either of those. I wonder what the harm looks like though. Is it like scorched from the heat of it, or is it like bludgeoned from the actual like flying back and smashing? Like, do I like actually fly through the door like into Lily's room and like crash into it and like it like
yeah.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, like you're thrown, yeah. So you're fully into the physical space now, the 2 of you. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say really banged up.
Yeah, do we want to say it's actually like forced exit feedback, right? Like it's kind of but anyway, yeah, banged up makes sense.
like it's like an electrical fry kind of thing. Do you mean?
Yeah. I think that's like I like that
makes
idea.
sense.
Your body is still sparking, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, let's do that instead. Yeah. Electroplasmic feedback.
Perfect. Oh, that's a perfect way of putting it. Nice.
Sparky. All right, there we go.
Sparky.
I just cleared up my harm. Gets beat up every time, by the way. I love it. I really need to take the ability that allows you to like ignore levels that like reduce vigorous or something like that, but or tough as nails. But it's good. Great. Love it.
Right.
I
So
honestly feel like, I honestly feel like it's like one swell sloop that like doesn't
Mhm.
quite work, and there's like this like wrestling match and like a banging. I don't think it's like graceful. I feel like it's let's like brawl to like break this thing free, and that's how we get tossed out. It's like as it finally like lets go of you, it like flings us and we
Yeah.
both go. Yeah, like
Perfect,
it didn't. I
perfect.
didn't cleave it. I made it like go fine. I'll like this is annoying enough that I'm gonna just like
And it retracts. Yeah.
I wanted
I
to
like
sever
it.
it, but yeah.
Nice, nice. So when you land into the room, crash through, right? There's a moment where it looks like the door behind you shattered and then it unshatters, like the door is trying to decide which form of reality it should adhere to,
Ooh.
right?
Mm.
Before you crash onto the floor, there's lightning moving across both of your bodies. Penance, you feel the vice-like grip release on your heart.
Mhm.
But you also feel more of Athea's anger, like just the whole like, how dare, like there's this
Yeah.
sense of, of true just rage, right, from within you. I'm gonna say that at any point, if you want to call upon Athea's help, right, for a Devil's Bargain, to just tick that clock, it'll be a thing you can do.
Awesome.
Love
I
it.
thought
yeah.
I was gonna have to do it already. I was thinking to myself, here we are. We're not even in the house yet, and I have to already tick the clock. So I'm glad we made it one step further than I expected before I have to call on her.
Exactly. And so, and then that's when you see in the corner, that figure turns around and says,
Mhm.
I see. So we're starting off the negotiation and the conversation in a different way, as I understand it. The house did warn me about you, Ankh, that you have a fire in you that refuses to be quenched. And you notice like she refuses to leave the shadows, right? And you think like her hair is moving around her face, but you realize the windows are closed and you don't feel any wind or air inside the room, but there's just this shifting mass near her face that you hope is hair, but you're not quite sure.
A mask that you hope is hair.
It's not hair.
I feel like that's something a doctor would tell you. Well, we found a mask. We hope it's hair.
Oh my god. Also, it's not hair. Y'all, it's not gonna be hair.
Yeah, I think Ankh was ready to come in with like the power move, like I got this, I got the other, I got whatever, and she is super shaken up by this bang bang round. So she kind of like gets up, shakes her arm out, kind of like gets her grip, and then like stumbles kind of into a chair and like sits
Ooh.
down, and she's like, my companion is not a bargaining chip, which 100% was like absolutely what she told Claudia that her companion was 2 scores ago. So this is just like on. Hopefully, Penance feels like there's some companionship there, but like it's absolutely inconsistent with Ankh has not been consistent on this point.
Yeah.
But she has made something that you might that might serve your purposes, and then she's very much like, please, vamp. She looks to Penance like, please talk about your hull, because I'm still electrocuted and I'm still like shaking and I need to like not have my voice crack while I'm talking to Lily. So she sort of turns to you and be like, please describe this thing that we could offer, potentially if we ever reclaim it. And I'm going to just shake and shiver and twitch here in the corner while you do that.
I think that when Ankh said, because we were both on the floor, and I think that when Ankh says, my companion is no bargaining chip, I think that Penance rises to her feet with like her shoulders roll back and her head rolls up like last, and it's hard to tell for Ankh, I think, if it's Athea or if it's Penance feeling like that bond now that it's been spoken, that maybe Ankh was actually defending her or cared for her in that moment. Like maybe that thought is what got Penance to her feet. We don't know. So I think Penance talks a little bit about the hull, saying that, and I think that she doesn't let on that we don't have it, because I don't know. I think she's going to go that route. She's going to, as if we already have it. This is something we can have for you. anytime kind of promise. So she's gonna kind of oversell having this hull. And I can't think exactly at what it is, but I think there's something special about the hull that I want. I don't know, it's probably a role, but I want to capture her off guard or capture her interest by describing something that Penance has done to the hull that this person hasn't, the Mother of Flowers has not yet heard of.
Yeah, I think it'd be a safe bet. Oh, did you have an idea, Sean?
I was just say, do you want to have like a flashback to talking to Violet and Orchid, or maybe a Thea about like, okay, we want to like tantalize her with this. Like, what about our design, or what can I say about our design, even if it's a lie? Like, would like be excited for her, like it can hold multiple ghosts, or like I don't know, just or like you can like it can travel through the ghost field, or like I don't know, all kinds of cool stuff you could say. But I bet like you could have flashback to them where you've got something ready that would help out here.
Yeah. I love the idea of it being a hull that can hold two spirits. And like, that's not a thing. But we can absolutely, should I use a flashback to say that I got this?
You need to. If you just want to say like, I just think
that's so cool.
Yeah, if you didn't know and you want to be like, Jamie, how can I find this out? It would be totally fair to be like, let's flashback. But if that's the idea, like, I love that. That's not a thing.
Yeah, it's not a thing. And so I think
it catches Ankh off guard too. She's like just right now in the process of taking off her spirit mask because she has a monster headache and like it just makes it worse. And like she's like taking it off and you say that and she just snaps it back on because it like has that like magnetic thing. She's like, oh fuck. It's like this can't be good. Roger put in comments, detect hair 10-foot radius. Yes, I would like that, Rod. I would like detect hair 10-foot radius. I'd like to confirm the presence or lack of hair.
I love it.
100%. Yeah, so when you bring that up, let's see. I think this is still gonna be a roll to see if it'll be enough. If she'll believe you, right?
Yeah.
If she'll think that this is something that, especially because you don't have the hull with you.
Right.
So I think this is, it sounds like it could be sway, right? Yeah.
My resolve is not good, y'all. So my sway,
okay.
I know.
It's great.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to make this a group action where you're leading it and I do it, or even I'm leading it, like, because theoretically, like, even though you're selling this, like, it's very clear that the relationship set up, like the brokering of this conversation was between Ankh and Lily via the house. So even if like you're the one doing the pitch, I think ultimately Penance or Lily is going to agree or disagree with Ankh rather than with you. Like she might not be sold on it, but if you want to do a group action, I'm happy to lead it. That way you don't take stress if things are bad.
How much stress do you have left before you trauma?
Oh, I'm good because I just traumatized out. So I have like one stress. I'm a stress. I got all the stress in the world. I'm good.
I like how free you are with your stress.
Stress, harm, trauma. These are all just like cookies to acquire.
If you don't mind, because this does feel like an important moment, right? If we can get her to believe us. So, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm not like, I have more ideas about how to seal this deal, but I think this is the enticement, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is the carrot. I have a stick. I am ready with a stick. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. All right. So let's both roll sway. What's the position, Jamie?
Ooh.
Doesn't feel...
I mean, it feels controlled to me.
I feel like
shadows in the meantime.
I feel like we can make an argument for controlled if you were like, if we like jumped her and we didn't come crashing through and like we're more composed. No. But like at best this feels risky. I could totally see this being desperate because like we kind of look like the Three Stooges like crashing through into a room. Like I don't feel like that exactly evokes confidence. Like,
I agree. I think at best risky, but I hear desperate too. Sorry, Jamie.
No. Exactly. No. But I agree with this. I think it's still desperate, which is good news. You get XP. In resolve. So but yeah, it's definitely desperate. And I'm gonna say the reason why you feel that it's desperate is you know that there's someone else in the room, but you can't see them, and they're also the same.
They're an additional threat. Yeah.
Okay.
Do I sense them? Are they supernatural? I always know the presence of supernatural entities in my presence.
Ooh.
Ghost mind.
I'm gonna.
baby.
Yeah. I'm gonna say like when you try, you know that it is a supernatural entity, but when you try to feel where they are exactly, your intuition just keeps telling you everywhere. They're everywhere. This one thing is everywhere. So it's hard to pinpoint exactly where it is.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. Cool. Desperate. What's our
Standard?
effect?
Oh.
I think standard. This is something that she definitely wants. So
I don't feel like my recent wound applies to this because it's a social
No.
wound. Okay. Even though I am shaken up, I feel like letting penance talk was part of my ability to like not have that affect me. I'm not trying to stand there all jittery and whatnot, and I'm sitting, composing myself. All right. I'm wondering if we should push or ask for Devil's Bargain. I'm kind of interested no matter how this goes. So I think I'm just gonna roll the bones and see, and just take them as they are.
All right.
Alrighty. Sway, desperate, standard, bonus. Okay, I'll call that good.
5 is really good.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So that's a 3.
Oh, 0 dice.
I got a 3, 0. Yeah.
But a 5 from is the total.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good.
This is best case scenario in my opinion. I'm going to take 1 stress from.
This is a win.
I think it's when you say it has 2 whole 2 spirits. Like, if you could see her mouth drop, right? If like Ankh just like, you're not looking at Ankh, but she just like bites her knuckle, like, oh, what? I don't know why that's so disturbing to her, but like, absolutely, it throws her off. So I'm gonna take 1 stress from that.
Okay.
And then, how's that get complicated, Jamie?
Yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal, but so basically what happens is when you say that it can hold 2 spirits, that's when, so both of you are like, oh, Penance, are you also sitting in a chair or are you standing?
I'm standing.
Yeah. And so that's when you notice like Penance, you see that the chair that Ankh is in just moves closer towards Lily, and the carpet that you're standing on moves you closer to her at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still in the shadows, and she says, 2 spirits within the same hull. But I've heard, Leech, that you are even smarter than that. I've heard that you have the ability to create a mother hull, or have I heard wrong? And so the complication is that Lily thinks that you are far more capable than you actually are at this time, right? So you've heard of what a mother hull is capable of doing. They're capable of creating another hull, and that hull can create another hull, so on and so forth. And that's what she wants.
Ankh does not believe these exist.
I was going to say.
Ankh believes this is an apocryphal thing. Like,
ooh.
like it's something. It's like an old wives'. It's like a story, right? Like people talk about a mother hull, just like they talk about like wearing demon armor, like demon skin armor, and like the artifacts of Kotar and all these other things. Like, like, sure, I can make a mother hull. Like, I also have a bridge to sell you, right? Like that's what that sounds like to Ankh. But
yeah.
So that's the first consequence. And then the second one is that's when you notice like all around the room, there are all these like beautiful terrariums, all these beautiful like glass vessels on the walls, hanging from the ceiling, all full of beautiful flowers. But the flowers are like blooming even as you watch, and they're growing bigger, and the glass is starting to break. And you can hear a sigh coming from each of these terrariums. So,
It's not good.
yeah, you can resist any of those two consequences. You can.
Nice.
So the first one is you can try to like reestablish her expectations so she doesn't expect you to be able to offer up a mother hull, and the other one is to hold back whatever is starting to
Whatever
shift.
Seymour creature is coming out of the terrariums. Yeah.
Creatures is a
Either
harsh word.
either yeah, either one of us can resist either of these things. So like, and resisting may not get rid of them completely, may just diminish it. I feel compelled to resist the first one because I don't want to put Penance on the line for. I don't want to put Penance in a situation where she can't, like, she's bargaining from a position like where she couldn't even conceivably do it. Again, Ankh doesn't believe this is possible. So I would like to resist it by saying, like, whether Penance can make a mother hull is immaterial. That is not that is not what we have to offer you. You asked for a vessel, and we're going to give you a vessel for 2 souls. We're already upping the stakes. Don't get greedy. And so I'd like to resist that one, if that sounds cool to you. There's not saying you can't make it. It's just saying whether you can or not, that's not what we're bargaining for here.
Yeah. So yeah, that works for me. If you fail the resistance rule, that means that she does believe that, correct?
Can't fail resistance rules.
Oh, that's right. You
It's just how
automatically
much stress you
succeed.
Yeah.
I was asking for the audience. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, because we never make
that's
resistance
right. It's an
rolls.
automatic success.
We're always just like,
it's the stress.
Nah.
Resist? No.
But
yeah,
Jamie could say, oh, well, that was a severe consequence, so I'm going to just reduce it down to a mild consequence, and like say, well, you resist, but it's still
something still has
it's still
to happen,
something, right?
Okay.
So
got it.
Anyway, I feel like that's resisting with resolve, because this is a matter of willpower and all that jazz. All right, so let's make a resolve roll. Bum, bum, bum. Did I take Iron Will? I did not, but that's okay.
Why would you?
Boom. All right, 2 stress.
Nice. All right, so and as you say those words to her, I'm going to say that the stress comes from, you hear the words echoing back to you, like from the static of the ghost field. You can hear your own voice saying, I don't believe in Penance. I don't believe in her at all. And you can sense that there's something that's trying to like to latch onto what you're thinking and feeling, right?
Just like this. Yeah.
Just 2 stress. And so when you say that, there's like this tense moment of silence. And then, very well, if you would like to keep your secrets to yourself for now, I can understand that. But 2 spirits is not enough for me. I have many children that I need to protect. So what can you offer me if 1 hull that can hold 2 spirits is not enough?
Before answering that question, Kristen, how do you feel about these plants? I'm not inclined to resist. I'm not inclined to like. I'm just inclined to be freaked out by them, but I'm not inclined to like to resist them. But if you like don't want that like that additional new threat, I mean, you certainly can. You could, no, cool, awesome.
I think we're good. We have a Thea who probably can command and or destroy all of these little plants if they come out. I'm sure. Yeah. So
totally. Hey, I'm Lady Hyacinth. That's my other. That's my other. Alias.
Yes.
So
exactly.
I can actually add that to my alias list.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I've gone by it before.
You have the painter spirit and everything.
Yeah. All I need to do is check my spirit bottles on my load, and I can have the stalker here if we want to. We can unleash holy hell. Who knows? Great, groovy. Yeah. So these are just happening, and she's like, and Ankh says, it is one thing to offer you a service, and it is another to put ourselves out of business, we can make more than one hull. We can, and if we fail at that, there are other vessels for your children. Clearly, you wish to claim penance as one. There are vessels of flesh and of metal and bone, of metal and of bone. You know, we're an ambitious crew. You know, we can accomplish great things. Don't doubt our capacity. Don't doubt us now. And I kind of want to frame this like, you would be like, it would be a real shame if you were to let go of if you were to ruin this deal by chickening out. Like, that's kind of how I'm framing it. It's like if you bollocks this, if you drop the ball here, like, that's on you for not getting what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you say that, the chair moves closer again and the carpet moves closer again until you're very, very close. And there's just this, the closer you are to Lily now, the more you realize that there are these strange wet sounds that are coming from that corner of the room, just very soft, gentle squelches. And she says, very well, but we're going to have to bind this agreement. I understand your reputation, but I think you understand if I want something to ensure our partnership.
Ankh looks at Penance, and she gives you the look like, this is when I'm going to use the stick. I don't like this idea. I am not here to be on her terms. I want it to be on our terms. But before I potentially escalate to make things real bad, she kind of looks to Penance, like, she sort of looks at you to be like, do you want to try one last let's play nice salvo before and the way that she signals this is she looks down where her dagger is. She's not going to stab her, but she's sort of referencing the golden dagger and like that leverage that we have. So I just kind of want to check with you before I escalate.
Yeah. And for a second, I think when you look at your blade, Penance like shudders a little bit because, you know, she might get stabbed again. It's happened before. I think Penance does actually want to try. I think she wants to ask. I want to ask Lily, if 2 souls are not enough in one hull, how many would you require? And I think it's because, one, she wants to play nice a little bit to see, like, let's give it another moment to see if we can still do this nicely. But also now she's thinking, maybe I could put 3 or 4 into a hull. So I think she's thinking like she wants the challenge. So yeah, that's what I'm going to ask Lily.
Yeah. And I think when you ask that, she pauses and considers, and there's this sensation that the flowers in the room are whispering to each other for a moment before she says, if it's very difficult to ask a mother to choose her favorites among her children, but if I had to, then 4, yes. Now, Penance, you understand, all I'm asking for is a promise that is binding. I make my promise to you, and you make your promise to me. I will make sure that you have what you require to ensure that this goes as planned, and in exchange, you will have the protection of the Dimmer sisters.
I think that Penance, without even looking at Ankh, agrees and says that what she needs is the hull she's been after, because she needs access to that, because that's like the prototype. So if Lily will agree to help give her what she needs to obtain that original hull, her original design, then she will do the binding promise. It's going to be fine.
Ankh is like so frustrated right now. And she's mostly frustrated at herself because she's like, this was not the plan. And then she's like, dummy, what if you had told Penance the plan? Maybe if you had told Penance the plan, she would not have gone off and done this.
Yeah.
But here she goes and is just like, and like she absolutely doesn't want to agree to those terms, but like she can't countermand you. So she's like, she just goes white knuckle and she's like, yeah. So she's not going to stop you, right?
Okay.
She had a whole different idea, and
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe your offer still will not be enough, but we'll see.
We'll see.
And so when you offer that, there's a moment where the whispering stops and that long bit of silence again. Even the squelching noises stop for a while.
Mm.
And then Lily says, very well. And so for a moment, because the mantle has not been worn for a very long time, Penance, you will now be known to us as Sister Lily.
Oh, God.
And the moment she says that, you feel something settle around your shoulders. And then it's done.
Nice.
And you hear Athea whisper in your head, I'll protect you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think when Penance felt that settle on her shoulders and heard Sister Lily, she absolutely was like frozen in fear. But then when Athea whispers that, I think that she like straightens up again and she's calmed by it. I think she's calmed and she's comforted by Athea. Oh,
Nice.
Penance.
Oh, Penance. All right, Ankh finally like recovers and shifts gears to like, okay. She has this moment of like, what have you done? And then she's like, all right, damage, like triage, damage control. What's done is done. Got to move on. She's like, all right, let's talk about what we need. And she like steeples her fingers and she says, for us to operate, we need to have a location in Brightstone. You have many, and we need one at our disposal. And I want a claim out of this. I want the Dimmer Sisters to give us something. And I totally know I'm pushing for more. I totally know that like, just like we're not at war anymore is not the same as like, you can have our house. Well, I don't want the house. I want something else. So I'm more than happy to make a roll here, but I want to check with Kristen first, because I am looking for a claim. And if we look at our claims map, and we look at our layer, it's connected to 4 different things: turf on either side, an offeratory, which would give us +2 coin on occult operations, a sanctuary, which gives us +1d to command and sway on site. And so we could do either of those. Turf gives you the advantage of it making it easier for your crew to go up in tier. Turf counts as rep that never goes away. So you need like 12 rep to gain to go up in tier, but it's 12 rep minus your current turf. And like, so even though you spend your rep to do it, the turf always stays there. So if we had like 1 turf, we'd always need 11 rep to go up. If we have 2 turf, we always need 10 rep to go up. The other thing turf does is that it then connects to other, you see there's those little faint gray bars. It then connects to other options. Like if we went to the turf on the left, we'd be one away from an ancient gate that would give us safe passage to the Deathlands. If we go to the turf on the right, we could be next to a sacred nexus, or eventually, if we get 4 claims, all the way around to an ancient obelisk that, and all these other cool things. So like what we go for is, and I feel like it's reasonable to say that the Dimmer Sisters could easily they have turf in Brightstone. We know that. Like they could easily have a sanctuary. I'm not really excited about an offeratory. That doesn't like super jazz me, but like,
okay.
But like, I'm open to it as well. I don't know. We could figure out ways to turn ghosts into money with that. So yeah. What do you think? What's exciting to you?
I'm with you that it's either the sanctuary or the turf.
Yeah.
I mean, if we go to, I kind of say turf. What do you think?
Turf is good. It's not. Yeah. It doesn't have as immediate a benefit as the sanctuary.
Right.
It still gives us a toehold in Brightstone, which we need badly. And and it leads to something else. Do you want the turf to the left that goes towards the ancient gate and the spirit well, or the turf to the right that goes to the ancient tower and the altar and the obelisk?
Okay, so we can either get some healing roll help or safe passage to the Deathlands. So it's life or passage to the Deathlands is what you're.
I mean, the spirit well allows us to attune. That spirit well is literally like a bunch of ghosts all pulled together. That's super slick as well.
Yeah. Also, if the choice is between healing or more danger.
Cool. Awesome. So we want turf. And the nice thing about turf is that it can be like could be anything, right? It could be a shop that they run, could be some spirit trap, some spirit trade that they operate in, could be any location, right? But yeah, so cutting back into the fiction, Ankh says we need a base of operations within Brightstone. I know you have several, and we won't barbershop turf, exactly. Could totally be
for the hair, right?
For the hair,
for all this hair,
for the might be hair,
for the what is definitely hair.
And Ankh says it like this is what has to happen in order for us to do what we need to do. Like she doesn't say it like I would like this. She's like, you need to give us this. You need to give us coin, like because I want money out of the score. Like you need to get us started. So yeah, I know I'm pushing for the moon, but like
I'm here for it.
I want it.
I'm gonna offer an assist.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll say it's risky. It's risky. With a standard effect. I think that makes sense.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna assist by saying that Penance verbally agrees that this is something that we need to move forward. So just that we're a united front on this.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have the occultist ability, which gives me +1d to command followers of a demon, and I've consorted with their demon Zona. So nice. I sort of sit up and I say, this is how it has to be. I hold your dagger, which she doesn't, but she knows who took the dagger. I commune with your demon. And if we let word slip to the Nicoletti family, they can spell your demise. This is how things will work. Yeah. So I want to command.
Let's see how it goes.
All right. And I want more money, so I would like to shift
drop
position
it to desperate.
The desperate gray, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to reveal my golden horns. Like I'm going to unclasp the spirit charm and have my golden horns reveal and show and step up. I finally stand up. Like I've been sitting this whole time, and I felt like finally step up, and I purposely take a step closer to her. Like you've been drawing us in. Like I'm here for it. I'm going to step in closer to you. Which is terrifying, but here we go.
See?
All right. This is how this thing works. This is how this game works. All right, I'm going to command. I've got a dot in command.
Plus the 1 die.
I get great. I get 1 die bonus for Penance's help, and I get 1 die bonus for being
your ability.
An occultist.
Yeah.
And communing with Zona, the demon, and having demon horns. Can't fail. Yes! Oh my god!
That extra die was so useful.
Extra die. Right. Yes.
We were so close to the cliff, my friends.
Because it's like, I feel like Ankh could have just totally blown it there by asking, like, I want this, and I want the other, and I want,
Yeah. And so I think what that looks like is that when you come close, that's when Mother Lily lets out a chuckle and pulls you into the shadows.
Nice.
For a moment. And I think we're going to fade into black from there. If everyone is cool with it.
Yeah.
I like that. I love the mystery. Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
fantastic.
And so that's our score. We didn't do that
Nice.
many rolls. We were close, right?
We did it. We did.
How many rolls?
I feel like it was. I mean, not counting resistance rolls, that was a 3-roll score. Skirmishing the monster, swaying.
Sway
command.
and command. Jamie, we did it.
We did
did.
it. My first
We did
3-roll
the
score.
mythical 3-roll score.
After all these years.
We had a lot lined up for this score. The last entire score was kind of a setup score for this score. Like we had a lot going for us, and we were prepared. Normally you don't need to like know what's going on to start a score in Blades. Like you just kind of, you play to find out. But like this, we've been building towards this. This is our third score in a row that have been like pointed in this direction. So yeah. Should we do payout and then go to break?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right.
Because our payout's going to be interesting this time.
Yeah.
So many things involved. There's all these pieces that we've done. So I'll pull that up. All right. So the first one is rep. I think we get 4 rep for this.
Yeah, like last time, right? Because
we went up against a crew that had higher tier.
We like doing that.
It's kind of our jam.
Let me close that.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're getting close.
We're getting close.
Nice.
When we claim turf, we will be 2 rep away from going up.
Nice.
So that's exciting. All right. Next one is coin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you went for great.
I did.
Yeah.
Because I wanted more. Because I was like, it's basically like not only do you need to give us space, but like you need to give us like the money so that we can build hulls and all this stuff. Like this is a serious endeavor. Like this is, and it's honestly going to be true. When you go to make a crafting roll to make a hull, it's going to cost us so much. Because you know how I made like a tier 1 thing. A hull is 6 clocks that are each tier 5 or 6.
Oh, geez.
They are. You picked the biggest thing that you could possibly ask to create in the setting. It is realistic that one hull could cost us 25 coin. Just throw it out there. So multiple scorers worth.
Yeah.
And that's assuming you have the patterns for it and all the designs and everything else. It is not even that you can't just be like, I want to build a hull today. Now you uniquely can say that, but like anyway.
Yeah.
So just saying, you want to make the most elaborate, difficult, and that's not even including it can hold 2 or 3 or 4 spirits.
I'm for sure going. I love the idea of 3. I mean, Penance is for sure going to be the overachiever and try to go for 3.
Right.
It'll work out.
What do you think? What do you think, Jamie? I feel like I was asking for something in the realm of like 6 to 8 coin is what I feel standard or big. But it could be smaller. Like she could also be like, no, I'm giving you so much with the turf and help getting the hull that like it could be way less. I don't know. What do you think is the?
I think what's going to happen is there's a brief glimpse of the coins being pushed towards Penance and one of the other sisters, because Mother Lily has retired after that moment with Ankh. And one of the sisters leans over and says, they insist that you can do it to create the mother. And they hand over 10 coin.
Wow.
I mean,
it's not binding. That's not what we agreed to. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's 10 coin.
Comes with that expectation.
We literally can't even hold that much coin, I don't think. Like, we have to spend that coin in our downtime. Otherwise, like, we don't actually have a place to put it.
Let's bury it in the backyard.
I can hold 2 coin, you can hold 2 coin, and the crew can hold 3 coin. So yeah, we literally need to get a vault in order to put all this, or we have to spend it during downtime. Like we have.
Does the vault cost?
It's an upgrade.
Yeah. It's an upgrade. Okay.
Yeah. We might get it. We might get an advance this time and be able to get an upgrade. But or we put it into our stash, which is cool because it like improves our lifestyle, but it's not immediately usable. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, We'll probably use some during downtime. Do we spend coin to take an extra action?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I'm just going to mark that we have 10 coin right now, and we'll figure out
Okay.
how to
Sure,
distribute it, because
Okay.
Yeah.
we may very well blow it, or we'll figure out a place to put it.
It's fine. Penance is going to take the 10 coin in hand and just run straight to the Hull store, which I'm sure exists, and just buy a Hull. It's fine.
All right. Awesome. Cool. Thank you. That's very generous of the Dimmer sisters and of Jamie. Heat.
That expectation.
Expectation. Yeah.
Ooh, so heat. Is that not bad? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of
right?
feel like that if we think about heat and this kind of thing, I kind of imagine it being more like the spirit wardens being like,
Exactly.
wait a minute, what's happening over there on the ghost field? Like, I don't think it's as silent as our last score.
Right.
Because our last score, we went totally mundane means,
Mm-hmm.
got through their electroplasmic barrier and got through with like nobody knowing the better. But I feel like taking this ghost door could absolutely attract. Like, I don't feel like it's inherently smooth and quiet just because of we didn't like blow anything up. So yeah.
Yeah, and then there was also the feedback from the divine being.
Yep.
So I'll say I feel like 3 heat
Okay.
makes sense.
Right. And then I think we also get +1 heat because we're at war.
Mm-hmm.
And +1 heat because the situation happened on hostile turf.
Are we wanted?
I don't know. Are we? Let's see.
I think we might be wanted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn it! Yes, we are wanted.
I mean, it feels right.
I mean, the good news is we clear all our heat. Oh, 5. I mean, do those numbers sound right to you, Jamie? That we would get?
Yeah. Well, are you still technically at war if they give you their turf and everything? Like,
I mean, we were at war at the beginning. That's a conversation for us to have, right? Like, we were at war. If we were at war at the beginning of this score, we didn't lose a downtime action last time because we didn't kind of realize that we were at war. So I feel like in order, I guess the question is like, did the war actually ever like unfurl, or was it just kind of like the threat of it was looming and we kind of? I think
we were at the thread. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can remove that one tick.
All right. So we're 1 tick away from being wanted.
Someone's going to be clearing heat during downtime.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. And I think it's fair because the Dimmer sisters hadn't actually done anything yet, right? You moved very quickly. So
right. Yeah. We jumped on that quickly.
We
also adjust faction status here. What's our new status with the Dimmer sisters?
Yeah. So it's not war.
That's why I like that.
Let's see. Let me take a quick look at the descriptions for the different ones. I forgot where that is. Unless the compendium has it.
It is in the compendium. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I can tell you off the bat though, it's -3 is war, -2 is hostile. So -2 is war. They'll go out of they want to hurt you, and they'll suffer harm to do it. To hurt you. -2 is hostile. They want to hurt you, and they'll go out of their way to do it. -1 is interfering. They want to hurt you, but they won't go out of their way to do it. 0 is neutral. 1 is helpful. They want to help you, but they won't go out of their way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
2 is friendly. They want to help you, and they will go out of their way to do it. And +3 is allies. They want to help you, and they will put themselves in danger to do it. Yes, that is the entire spectrum.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if there weren't any threats, it would have been like
right. If I didn't say like I got your demon and your dagger and I can stick the Nicoletti family on you if I want to.
Right. So I'm gonna say either -1 or 0. What do y'all think?
I think -1 feels right.
I think I was gonna say because I don't think we're quite neutral. So I'd like -1.
Yeah.
That feels like a good leap based on that conversation from 3. So
yeah. And I think you've been assigned a handler, right?
Ooh.
Because they don't trust
someone you're supposed to check in with.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why would they trust us? Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. They're going to give us all this money. Yeah. So I'm also going to mark that we have turf now. Very exciting. We're going to take
Nice.
our first turf, and I will mark
Woohoo.
that there as well. So yeah, we're two rep away from going up.
Yeah.
I'm going to put our hold back at strong because our hold was temporarily reduced to weak while we were at war, and I'll do the same with the Nimmer sisters. Their hold was also reduced to weak while I moved all these little widgets around all the time. I like fiddling with little bits, even though like most people would, I don't know, they're not. And I think that's it for payoff and heat, and we can do our downtime after the break.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good.
Sounds good.
And if we have any ideas for what the new turf is, we can talk about that during the next, as well. I don't have anything in mind, but
Okay.
I'm super open to
We'll brainstorm.
apothecary shops.
Oh, I was about to say, I have an idea that's about an apothecary shop. So we'll do that
perfect.
when we come
There
back.
it
from
is.
break.
No surprise. No surprise. All right, friends, we're going to be back in 5 minutes or 3 minutes and 40 seconds, I think. And please enjoy, and we'll come back and do some downtimes. Bye.
Bye.